Welcome again to another episode of Writings from the Hills. And today we're actually going to be reading Frontline of Freedom, The African Americans and the Forging of the Underground Railroad in the Ohio Valley by Keith P. Griffler. This is actually a relatively new book to the library. It was just cataloged in March of this year. And it could not be more timely as we're looking for more of our history. In today's selection, we're going to be reading from Chapter 1, The River of Slavery, River of Freedom. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water, God's going to trouble the water. The African American spiritual. The waters of the Ohio River reflected an accurate, though troubling image of the young American nation for nearly a century after its founding. The last barrier across which thousands of fugitives from enslavement made good their escape, the river embodied the ideal proclaimed by the revolutionary generation on the world stage. The young republic as a beacon of liberty. Yet the Ohio also served as a means of transport for the internal trade in enslaved children, women, and men. Tens of thousands of African Americans were shipped downriver to the Cotton Belt markets for human chattel. At once a river of freedom and of slavery, the Ohio embodied the stark contradictions of the existence of slavery in a free republic. The river both divided and connected a nation. With slavery legally confined to its southern bank, African Americans were on one side free and on the other in a condition of legal enslavement. The Ohio River was, however, at the same time more than a boundary between enslaved and free soil. It was a link between them and the tangible expressions of their economic interdependence. The river constituted the longest commercial border along the Mason-Dixon line in the antebellum period, a thriving trade route by which the farmers of the North provisioned the plantations of the South. The close interconnection of the commercial interests of the Ohio booming river ports and the South's peculiar institution created a region economically dependent on enslavement and the slave trade. The paradox that played out along the Ohio River presented a complex set of issues through which the United States would wade through the first century of its existence. A nation claiming to carry the torch of liberty into the world retained slavery in the decades following its abolition into the dominions of the motherland that seemed so tyrannical to the generations of revolutionaries. Founded in freedom, the United States had become the world's largest slave republic. If you would like to read more from Frontline of Freedom, you can check it out at briggslibrary.com. Thank you.